Greetings, my name is Kim Knight from Kim Knight Health, and I help women to get where they want to in their life. And I do that in two core areas which are actually really interconnected. So the first area is any health issues that they're wanting to overcome, and the second area is happiness issues, and they're both very interlinked. So I can assure you, if you have a health issue turning up in your life, there will be unhappiness issues underneath. So basically what I do is I help women to really get their health on track, get their happiness on track, and move away from any illness or any unhappiness. So we're moving from here to here. And what I found is that if we really chunk our life down, these unhappiness issues are going to turn up in several core areas of our life. So they're either going to be to do with relationships, and that could be partner, parents, children, friends, co-workers. So, we live all the time surrounded by people, and I don't know if you've noticed, but most of the time when we have issues in our life, they're usually to do with somebody else. There's usually another person involved, either directly or indirectly. So we have a lot of challenges sometimes in our relationships. The other area of our life where people can have a lot of problems turning up is their work. Doing work that they really love. Being in a fulfilling career, being in the right career. And if we're not in the right career, then that is going to create a lot of unhappiness. And if that goes on for too long, then it might even create illness. Another area of our life which is always a big issue for a lot of people, and it's been one of the lessons for me, is money, abundance, success, financial success. And what we find is that if we have any issues arriving in our life that have to do with lack of money, problems with our career or our work, problems in our relationships, then there's going to be an underlying cause for all of those issues turning up in our life. And what I found is that really it all goes back to what happened to us in our past. What was it that happened as we grew up and throughout our life, which has created either emotional trauma or limiting beliefs inside of us about what we can and can't do. And for a lot of women that I work with, and this has been my own personal journey, it's all about empowering ourselves to be the best person we can be, the best version of ourselves that we can be. And what happens is, if we have had stuff happen to us in our past that has not been resolved, that literally blocks us from creating the life that we want. It stops us from creating the money that we want, because money is completely aligned and connected with self-value. So if we don't truly value ourselves, we will not be able to get ahead financially. And whatever has happened in the past will be affecting whatever is happening in the present, because we constantly repeat in the present what we haven't released or resolved from the past. So we must address this. Doesn't mean we have to go back and go into all the drama and the trauma or anything like that, but we need to make peace with our past. And then when we do that, then we find that we get back on purpose, we find our life purpose. If we've been having a problem finding our life purpose, we find meaning in life, our relationships start getting better, we create a relationship with ourselves, which we may have never had, and we have better relationships with others, our work starts to work, our finances start to work, and we start getting the health and the happiness that we really want. And then we can move on into the future and create the life that we have come here to create. Because I believe that we have all come here with a purpose to fulfill. So that's the why. Why is this work so important that I do? It's absolutely important, because if we want to have health and happiness, we need to deal with all this stuff. And the way that I've been able to come to do this, it's been a 25-year journey for me. including 10 years when I was so ill that I couldn't work. It has been a huge journey of self-discovery, of really digging into my history to understand myself and to clear what needed to be cleared, to change what I needed to change, and that's still ongoing. And also throughout that time, I then went and trained in a lot of therapies and skilled up on how to help people do this for themselves. So I teach people self-help techniques which they can apply, and I also coach people through certain exercises in how to clear these limiting blocks, these limitations, any emotional energy that's trapped in the body. So all sorts of things. And I'm not going to go into my very long story of my own recovery. That's on another video which you can have a look at. But basically the reason I'm able to do this is because of my own experience of having to do it for myself. So, you know, when we want to do something, it's really useful to have a guide up a mountain. If you try to climb Mount Everest by yourself and you don't have a guide, it's going to be a very difficult journey. You may not even reach the top. Whereas if you have a guide that's been there and that has been there several times up that mountain path, then they know the quickest route up the mountain, they know the safest route up the mountain, and they know how to get you from A to B. So that's what I can do. And the way I offer my services is either I have a select number of online programs, or I do private one-on-one coaching. I only see very few clients now privately one-on-one. So a lot of people are getting a lot of help from the online programs. And I also speak at events. So this is a very small introduction to the work that I do. If you're interested to know more, then please have a look around the website, look at some more videos. There's plenty of information here, and do get in contact if you'd like to take it further.